world as well. Okay. That was a very, very strong, insightful session that we had on human connection, AI, and the future from Dr. Sharma. Thank you so much, sir, for that very, very insightful piece. My name is Anand Bala. I manage Zoom's business for India and SAARC, most of the segments. Particularly one of the segments that I manage is the education space for Zoom. And there will be some product features that I'm going to talk about that may not be released yet, which are in beta or on the future roadmap, so standard safe harbor statement. But one of the most important things I wanted to communicate here today to this group was gratitude from Zoom to all of you. We have scaled dramatically, we have scaled without batting an eyelid, and we have been able to do it because of the support that we have received from the education sector in India and the speed at which you have adopted our platform and solutions. From my entire team and I, thank you for being some of our best evangelists out there. The previous speaker spoke about a lot of very prestigious institutions, right? Names such as INSEAD, such as Stanford, such as Wharton, IITs in India, IIMs in India. All of them have been a great strength of support for us because they adopted our product, some well before what happened in 2000, and they have been providing consistent feedback to help us grow and innovate. So thank you, right? Why Zoom and why now and why in the education sector? I'd like to place this in the context of some of the challenges that decision makers have. That how do I improve my gross enrollment rates? How do I bring up more students? How do I drive more equity and inclusion in the classroom? And how can I use technology as a multiplier rather than just as a buzzword? And we have been doing this for a while now, and we've helped many people do this. Virtual classrooms is a very good example that cuts through all these three. To be able to bring more students into a classroom virtually through any entry point. Why have only one door for a classroom? Any device, anywhere, even in low bandwidth areas, to be able to connect and have a very seamless experience in a virtual classroom. I will be the first person to say that a real world classroom is not going anywhere. It will exist. Offline classes will never ever disappear. But virtual classes will have their own room, their own space, and they will continue to have an increasing adoption as technology also improves, right? I will talk about a specific case study. Maybe I might bring it up right now, but we have connected in Bangladesh over 1,300 colleges. And we did this before the pandemic even started, right, before 2020. And they had three objectives: increase enrollment rates, drive inclusion, how can I use technology? And whenever they have seen that there has been a crisis like the pandemic or any other crisis where they feel education systems go down, Zoom has made sure that they are available as a backbone to continue to deliver education within classrooms, right? And many of us kind of believe that Zoom is a meetings company, right? We do meetings. This was way back 2011-14, and it was around 2014 that I first actually saw Zoom. But we've grown from being a meetings company to far more, right? And one of the themes of today is around AI. And for example, AI for us is not a flavor of the month. AI for us is not something that we have jumped onto as a bandwagon. AI for us started a long, long time back when we needed to figure out what's the best way for us to compress video. A lot of our technology uses AI. How many of you have used a virtual background on a Zoom meeting? A virtual background? AI, 4 years ago. Green screens, AI, 4 years ago. And an example of how we use AI is, we acquired a company called Kites. And we acquired Kites about, I think 3 years ago, maybe 3.5, for their ability to do real-time closed caption translation across languages. And what was Kites being built for? The higher education classroom. So that you could have a professor who's delivering a lecture on a complicated subject like, let's say, chemical engineering, but you have a real-time AI, large language model as well, being able to translate what they're saying in real time to a classroom where there could be people of different languages. AI, 3.5, 4 years ago, available in India. Today, we do have educational institutions using this closed caption to be able to deliver across multiple languages. My favorite competitor actually calls out on their own website that the accuracy rate for the kind of translation and AI functionality that we have is slightly better than what they have to offer. So that is a good movement. But the point I'm trying to make is AI for us has been integral to what we've been building over a very long period of time, right? But some people ask me, Anand, why do you stop at 2013? Why do you stop at 2023? Why don't you talk about 24 and 25? We continue to add about 1,000 plus features every 12 months and new products to our portfolio, right? The speed at which we innovate is probably industry standard, is what we are setting in the world of collaboration. And we continue to have these features. So I'm running out of space to have that entire graph built through. But if I were to look at this through the world of a university campus or a college campus or even a K-12 campus, there are two parts of my stack. One is, how do I help improve the operational efficiency of running a campus for the people who are administering it, for the people who are working in that campus every day, trying to deliver a better experience for students, teachers, and for people who want to see whether or not they can get a better experience at the campus. My Zoom workplace stack does that very effectively. And then I've got a bunch of services that I can provide related to student and student affairs. A small little use case here. A lot of universities have started adopting this in Australia, Korea, and other parts of Asia, wherein they say, hey, I want a very simple, low-cost IT help desk, right? Wherein somebody picks up the phone or comes to my website, clicks a button, and I'm immediately able to get into a video call and address a simple IT challenge that the person may have. Or, as is happening in India today, somebody visits the university website and says, I would like to enroll for a specific course. And as they're in page 2 or page 3, they get confused and they drop out of the website. But at that moment in time, you are able to just offer a link and say, speak to a counselor today, and you're able to start up and fire up a video conference very quickly. What I'm trying to illustrate here is we all know how Zoom is used in the classroom. All of us have done that over the last 5 years. Extremely efficient, easy to adopt. And there is functionality like, for example, a Zoom whiteboard with AI capability. And every university where my team has gone in and spoken to them about Zoom whiteboards, I have not walked out of that university without a commitment to start implementing that product within the next 2 to 3 months, right? Very powerful bunch of products. Coming back to the Bangladesh Research and Educational Network, this data, ladies and gentlemen, is not for last year. It's not for the last 3 years. This is for last month. This is available on their website, done entirely on the Zoom platform. This case study is available on our website, but we've delivered over 700,000 hours of classes on their network. Sorry, 24,000 hours, I got that wrong. Attendees over 700,000, 24,000 hours of classes. Very, very, very powerful tool to drive enrollment rates and engagement within the campus, right? Dr. Sharma spoke about InSeed and what they're doing in AI and the courses that they're delivering. That is delivered on the Zoom platform, which has very strong AI capabilities on its own. Monash University, we were talking about the most recent adoption of theirs is the contact center of Zoom, where they're using it to help connect with students. One of the use cases that we were speaking to for a very large university in India is, can we have a simple helpline where a student in distress can come to our website, click a button, and they immediately are connected on either voice or video to somebody instantaneously, and we get alerted to help and assist that student in distress, right? These are solutions that are very, very easy for us to deploy and work with, right? So a broad gamut of solutions, from virtual classrooms teaching and learning, how can you improve student engagement? There's a lot of functionality here, and it'd be unfair of me if I went into product and features, but I have my team here. There's Hardika, there's Shashank, there's Milind. We have a very strong partner network in Chandigarh, Himachal, and the Haryana area, thanks to our distributor Savex. We all are present in the hall. Please do feel free to reach out to us, and we can walk you through how this can be done. I'm willing to go to the extent to say, if you reach out to any one of us, we will find a way to spend half a day with you, either virtually or on campus, to walk you through our entire solution set and how others in your industry are using it to deliver better experience, right? But coming back to AI, I would like to leave you with 3 thoughts, and a lot of them were touched upon by Dr. Sharma previously. 1, our AI model is responsible. What I mean by that is, we will not use your data to train our models unless you opt in. It is opt out by default. We are building trust that way, right? It is part of our terms and service, and you can go in and check. That is precisely the way we work. Second, if you've used Zoom, I still don't know of somebody who says that Zoom is complicated, clunky, and doesn't work very well. Our AI is exactly like the way Zoom is. It's exceptionally easy to use. So at the end of a meeting or a class, you could summarize what's been said, create specific notes, all at the click of a button, right? If you are using this, for example, along with an LMS system where you want to be able to extract notes from your recordings and push it back into your LMS system, that too is possible. We are not replacing the teacher, we are just helping them find more time to do what they do best, which is teach. Their research, get into that, rather than document to feed back into an administrative system, right? Many people in the industry will come and say, here is an AI product for which, if you want to use it with email, this is the cost. If you want to use it with an LMS, this is the cost. If you want to use it with, let's say, meetings, this is the cost. For us, if you have a Zoom license, AI comes with it. There is no additional cost. What is the secret sauce for that? It's because of the years we've spent using AI that we know that a federated model is going to be the best model. A scoring model that we have built on top of that is the most efficient way to deliver it, because educational institutions, companies will want to switch the large language models that they're using. Companies will want to say, hey, today Perplexity is great, today ChatGPT is great, tomorrow some other model is great. We need to have the flexibility to say, yes, while Zoom has its own large language model, we would like the ability to help customers work across these large language models, giving us this federated approach, which also means higher and better accuracy, right? While I run out of time, down to a few seconds, let me just see if I can show you a few examples of how AI would work in the classroom for a teacher. Pre-class, around lesson planning, you could use it to get ideas and instructions around lesson plan. How I use this in my day-to-day is, all the notes I've taken on my notepad, I literally pick that up, put that into AI, and I say, can you generate a cleaner document with bulleted, sub-bullets, etc. around it. Very similar to how you would take your thoughts around a lesson plan, plug it in to develop a structure, right? In classroom, of course, the ability to transcribe notes, to be able to very quickly put these notes in a very understandable manner. More importantly, make these notes accessible, reusable, available to other students. Post-class, of course, being able to have some kind of asynchronous learning where the videos are available, the classes are available, the whiteboards are available. Example, I have an educational institution in Bangalore who puts out assignments in groups on whiteboards, and the students have to complete that assignment on whiteboards, and they're a completely online institution. So you have multiple whiteboards there, so post-class being used for assessments as well. I am just out of time. I'm getting that red signal there, but thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And it's been an absolute pleasure to visit what I believe is the the second best city to Bangalore in this country. So thank you.